welcome back to the Cavalcade Cricket channel. A couple of announcements really that I'd just like to share with you, both personal but also related to the business as well. Firstly, tomorrow, unfortunately, I am going to have shoulder surgery. Those who know me in the Devon Leagues probably have come to realise that recently my left shoulder continues to dislocate. I've done it bowling, I've done it fielding a couple of times. So good news is tomorrow I'm going to be heading down to Torquay and we're going to get it fixed, which is great. So I'm going to have a torn labral cartilage repaired, and then whatever else the surgeon finds, he's also going to tweak and tighten up. So hopefully for this season, get a bit of rehab out of the way, and then we'll be good to go, both batting and bowling, and fingers crossed actually being able to field and not be that person who stands at first slip or deep fine leg and is a bit useless. So that's kind of, I see it as positive news. It's something I've needed to have done for a couple of years now. I'm very fortunate the Royal Navy is paying for it privately, so I've managed to jump a few waiting lists, which, given the crisis that the NHS is in at the moment, is a bit of a blessing really. So I'm kind of grateful, and that's one of the perks, I guess, of being in the military. The reason I'm telling you is because I'm actually going to document it and hopefully share a little bit of a vlog, I suppose, for other cricketers going through similar processes. I think shoulder injuries are pretty common these days with the amount people throw themselves around in the field. Tomorrow morning I'll be going in and hopefully I'll do a little video before surgery and then also post-surgery, and then going through the rehab process and kind of show you guys any kind of good things, bad things, and advice really for anyone going through something similar. So that's one thing. And then the second piece of news, which I suppose is more exciting but also slightly daunting, and you might have seen me advertise this on the kind of social media pages, both mine and Cavalcade's itself, and that is I've agreed to do a physical challenge in August later this year. The reason being, firstly, it came about because, conversations in our group WhatsApps about running costs of cricket clubs at the moment, things like electricity bills whereby cricket clubs don't benefit from the same price caps that we see at home and other types of businesses. So they're really, our club, I know as an example, is suffering. And I imagine there are a whole host of clubs around the country as well whose increased running costs are really going to test their resolve over the coming year. So then from that, how can we raise money and try and improve that situation? Well, I'm not great at many things, but one thing I suppose I'm all right at is applying myself in a physical situation. So I've done a couple of charity things before, and came up with the idea. They're going to walk from the north coast of Devon, North Devon Cricket Club, really nice ground for those that know it, right on the north coast, pretty much on the beach actually. And they're going to track south, walking 60 miles during a 24-hour period, try and take in as many clubs as possible through Devon. So I know, for instance, Wesley, Newton Tracy, Sanford, Showbrook, Thorverton, where I'm actually going to conduct training for a couple of hours, hopefully have a net, and then continue from there down to Cliff St George, and then on to Exmouth, where I'll finish on the south coast. I suppose that's hard enough in itself. It's 60 miles, 24 hours as I say, but I've made it slightly harder in the fact that I'm going to be wearing full batting equipment, so helmet, pads, bat, gloves, the lot, and also be going in full whites as well. So it's going to be solo, unsupported. I'm just going to do it on my own. Haven't worked out start times, etc. yet, but sometime early morning on Thursday, the 3rd of August, I'll be setting off, as I say, from North Devon, and then meandering my way down to the south coast with a little bit of cricket in between. I guess, a bit of a plea in some respects. Money's tight for everyone at the moment, and asking for money is not particularly comfortable. However, if you do have a spare £1 or £2, brilliant. Every little helps, I suppose. I'm going to be challenging, myself physically and mentally. So hopefully, that's enough to people just, put together any loose change and go over to the GoFundMe page, which has been posted on my social media, and you can donate on there. And as I say, initially going towards the running cost of the club, we do have longer term plans for a new pavilion, because ours is, how should I describe it? Not falling down, but certainly deteriorating quite rapidly through woodworm and other things as well. So the pavilion's kind of the longer term, bigger investment. Shorter term is to keep the club running successfully, because it's an integral part of the community, and it is a real hub of Thorverton itself. So if you can, as I say, donate in any way, that'll be really appreciated by me and the club. And as I say, well, I will again kind of vlog and share my journey through training and hopefully the challenge itself. Get a few cameras along the way, and hopefully some guys will support me en route. As I say, I'm doing it solo, but for anyone who wants to kind of join me for a leg of it or two, and provide me with any food or drink, whatever along the way, it'd be much appreciated.